And we'd like to welcome everybody to the first game of the NPA Nationals here for 2019. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Elias Spate on your color commentary. Elias, what a fantastic matchup we have to kick off the NPA Nationals this year.
This is going to be war on day one. Everybody knows this is win or go home, so it's going to be competitive all the way, Ryan.
Absolutely. As the first shot gets off here, tipped out of bounds, it's going to be...
Hey, X2
Just 1 second. I believe it's going to be Northstar ball. And a matchup here between Northstar Prep out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, taking on Halifax Prep out of good old Nova Scotia. We have an inbound here. Malachi Alexander tries to work on the inside, holds onto the ball, gets a shot over. A big rejection there, though. Give that one to number 21, Akoy Utes. What a shot that was.
And Akoy Utes has been one of the best defenders all season long, and just so characteristic of him to start off the game like that. He's being recruited by several JUCOs.
Akoy averaging just under two blocks per game in the NPAs. Out of bounds play there.
Speaking of JUCO prospects, JUCO coaches in attendance right now, Mike Nesbitt from Panola College. And later we'll have Jay Syriac from Hutch, where actually the national championship for JUCO is happening at their home.
That's going to be one heck of a tournament there. We'll see if we see some of these NPA alumni taking part in that next year. As Halifax now gets their first offensive set. Shot goes up. No good. Here comes the rebound. And that's Emmanuel Ugba that comes down with the rebound. Ugba, considered the, I guess you could consider him the second or third scoring option on this roster, averaging 8.8 points per game this year. Very long, athletic guy. As here's Halifax on the turnover layup. You can count it. Give it to number 13, Jaron Johnson, getting it done.
And Jaron was one of the top performers last year as well in their first season in the league. With all the new talent that's been acquired by this program.
Oh, huge throw down there on the fast break. Cristo Gudo getting it done.
And this could get nasty quick. Hope Northstar is mentally prepared.
They're going to get called with a foul. Foul's going to go to Johnson again. And Ugodo, excuse me, with a highlight reel finish there. But you can see right away, Elias, Halifax not wasting any time, getting right into the full court pressure. As we have an inbound here for Halifax. Northstar caught on the defensive end yet again. Man-to-man defense. This is Johnson. Crossover. Nearly trips up the defender there. Kicks it over to the wing. Top of the key. Shot goes up. No good. Wide right. Rebound. Fight for it. Ute comes down with it, though. Here's Johnson. Johnson gets it into the mismatch down low. Will it be a mismatch, though? No, good defense there, keeps the hand up, but another rebound. Shot goes up, no good. And there's the big man coming down with a rebound finally, and Alexander now is going to come up.
And Northstar's got to be very careful and set the tone here in the first quarter. They got to go after every single loose ball. They can't afford to have any possessions off, especially with the rebounding team and the length that Halifax Prep has.
Well said, Elias, as another opportunity squandered offensively here for Northstar. You can see they're kind of rushing it just a little bit. Johnson, crossover. Oh, nice finish there. Oh, big block by the big man, though. But can't stay there for the second one, and that's where his defense needs to come in on rotation and help.
Absolutely. That is a key time that has happened. And it's up to 6-0 now. It's still early in the game, but Northstar's got to get something on the board here. Might have a chance here at the line.
And you, just as you said, Elias, you know, the defense from Halifax, you can see they're almost a little bit of a mental play there. Is going up to the rack there was number 2, Tevin McCollum. He had the step on him, but he decided to bring it back down. And you can see just because Halifax has done such a great job of defending their paint, guys who are going in now are hesitating when they're going up for those layups.
Yeah, that double pump could get you into trouble. You got to, you know, and sometimes it'll stop a referee from making that call. I mean, if you're already within 5 feet of the basket and have made that move to attack hard and finish strong.
As McCollum, a .494 free throw percentage shooter throughout the NPA season, averaging 10.6 points per game, gets on the score sheet there. and also gets Northstar Prep on the board. Inside look, Johnson for three, throws it up, no good. Hands just right there and finishes. That's just frustrating if you're the coaching staff.
3 bodies from Northstar on that play, and somehow UWAT jumps back in to get it.
Shot goes up. Fast break, Halifax. Inside, big man up and in. What a finish that was, though.
Very tough finish from UWAT. The up and under, using the rim to protect.
Agodo can't finish on the dunk. Here's Northstar now, Malachi Alexander, the unquestioned leader of this team. See if he can get something going for Northstar. And I believe there's going to be a reach-in call here. And it looks like we're going to get our first timeout here at the NPA Nationals. And at the break of this timeout, it is Halifax Prep 10, Northstar Prep 1. We'll be right back.
Who wants to play the next level? Hands up. Okay, that's great. So that means ultimately, that means the WNBA, that means NCAA, that means national team, that means Canadian University and Canadian College. So our job is to make sure we provide you guys with the tools and the blueprint of how you guys are going to get to the next level.
The Northville Hoops is recognizing that putting women on the map and putting girls on the map is needed. It was needed a few years ago, and we're getting into the swing of things, and we're going to get them on the map. And I'm here as a women's basketball coordinator to ensure that happens. On an individual basis, they need to showcase their skills and their abilities. It's not just always having the best team going south, traveling 10 hours, doing all this. We're right here in Canada.
And here's one of our power performers here at the NPA Nationals, Okoye Uat. Elias, you've had plenty of wonderful things to say about this young man and his length, his energy, the way he runs the floor. You can see him right there as he's finishing, showing off some impressive finishing moves under the basket. Of course, there's the power that you see. Just a very, very remarkable young man that we're seeing just flourish right now here at the NPA Nationals in this first game.
No doubt, and he's also one of the Defensive Players of the Year candidate. I don't know who you got the final votes there, but he's up there for one of them.
Absolutely. As we get back to the action here, inbound on Northstar. This is Ugba with Johnson on him. Coughs it up, but McCallum gets it back. And then there's nearly a steal there by Uat. You can see using those long arms reaching around.
X1, let's go!
Akin Balumo on the inbound. Here's another guy, though, averaging a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks for his team. Oh, nice take there. Very impressive finish there by number 11, Quentin Cochran. And that's what you want to see.
And Quentin's going to need to be one of those scorers. They're going to need 10 to 15 from him in this game to stay competitive.
Absolutely, as Jaron Johnson showing off the range from the volleyball line on that one. This is McCallum. Alexander once again guarded by Johnson. Tries to go up and under. Akin Balumo is right there, though, and that's what you want to see from the young big man, able to space out. Akin Balumo, he's got to remind himself, hey, I'm the biggest guy on the floor here, and I got to make sure my presence is known. I may not be able to jump out of the gym like some of these other guys, but I may not even give them the opportunity to do that if I box out properly.
Yes, so you hit that one on the ball, and then I would add to that by saying the positioning in the half-court set. Establishing the position and making them go over your back. You want to get guys like Chris Ogie and Ogudo in trouble early on.
For sure. And when you get those guys in trouble, it really kind of limits the options of this Halifax backcourt, because you can see every single time they bring up the ball, they're looking to try and get it inbound, or excuse me, looking to try and get it into the post, create something off of that physicality. It opens up the shooters, as you saw there for Johnson. No good on the second. Akin Balumo, he had 15 rebounds earlier this year against CTA. That was actually his second highest output in the regular season. Great defense there, but way to get it out. Here's Northstar. Drive. Fights for the rebound.
Get up, get up!
Comes down with it, though. That was no good. That's another bucket again. See the 3-2 full court press is on here for Halifax.
Middle, get
Cochran in the corner. Shot goes up. Just rims out.
Good board, shake. Ah, shit. Get back. Hey, watch it.
Here's the rebound. Fast break for Halifax. Kicks it out. Guess who? Shot goes up. No good. Great box out that time, though, by Northstar, limiting the damage. Alexander brings it up.
Set it.
Alexander going to take it himself. Step back jumper. Oh, how clean was that shot, Elias?
He's got to look to stay aggressive, be the enforcer. Malachi's one of their better scorers on this team, both from the perimeter and at the rim.
McCallum with the rebound. Alexander now bringing it back up again. We'll see if he can pick his spots. Is he going to work off the screen? Waves it off. Gets the lane, up, loses it. And it's going to stay Northstar ball off that inbound. And after that timeout, though,
Hey, X1.
Northstar seems to have settled down a little bit. Best part, though, defending the paint, limiting second chance opportunities. That's what you need to do against this Halifax team. They have the athleticism to run with anybody in this tournament.
And Halifax already with 15 points. You know, if they double up and get to 30 by the end of this quarter, that's on pace for 80 to 90 points in this game.
Yep.
And you will not win this game if you are Northstar if Halifax is scoring 80 to 90 points.
Ugba with the rebound. Alexander now bringing it up one more time. McCallum, fast break, up, in. He's going to get fouled. Going to go to the line.
And good intent
Yeah.
by McCallum to start the penetration. You know that Cochran is your knockdown three-point shooter. As soon as that penetration, you see a collapse on that penetration, you got to know where Cochran is in the corner.
Well said. Because you could see at that point the defenders had committed to Ugba, or excuse me, to McCallum. As McCallum at the line here, averaging 10.6 points per game in the NPA regular season. Good enough for third on his team. He had a game high 22, season high 22. No good on the layup there. Alexander coming down with it again. This is Ugba.
Hey, 1-4. Shake.
Ugba holding on to it. Takes on the smaller defender, goes up. Is going to get called with the travel.
I like that call. That's the right one. Shuffled his feet as he came to a stop.
You see the development of these players. You know, he's starting to try and use that left hand a little bit more consistently, but still working on that finish with the right to left. Johnson. This is, that kicks back out to Johnson. Johnson now. Turnover. Alexander comes up with it. Gets it over. And nice layup.
Thought about dunking it. Smart choice, though.
Yep.
If you miss those 2 points and you lose by 2 at the end of this game, that's going to burn.
Oh, absolutely. You got to get every bucket you can in this early going here as Halifax continues to press.
1-4.
Alexander with Tavon Downey on him. And referee calls for an inbound, a stoppage in play. Want to make sure the kids' shoelaces are tied up properly. Akim Balumo is going to come in with the inbound here. Akim Balumo, just see so much potential with a kid like him. A little bit more ball handling ability, a little bit more comfort in the post, and he could be a real force moving forward.
And Coach Darren Leonard not happy with that shot, and I wouldn't be either. This is a national championship game, man. High percentage is what you're looking for. Every single one matters.
Absolutely, and 3-ball knocked down there by Trayvon Hamilton. Trayvon, excuse me.
Watch trap.
The trap comes. Alexander wide open for 3, lets it fly, knocks it down, nothing but net. Lead down to 7 for Halifax Prep. Malachi Alexander.
You mentioned it earlier. He's got to be the aggressor. He's got to look to score. I'm going to be just blunt and keep this simple. The only way Northstar stands a chance in this game is if Malachi has at least 30.
It's true.
It's not selfish. it's not selfish. He has to score.
Nope. And I think the most important thing he's got to keep in mind is once it's became clear that they have to start double teaming him, is that's when he needs to start finding his teammates, because we've seen, I was going through the numbers before this game. He doesn't even actually have the highest offensive output this entire season for Northstar. That actually goes to Quentin Cochran, who had 35 points against Edge of all teams, a team that is very, very talented.
I was in Manitoba for that game. They hosted it.
Good job, Shane.
And there's another foul. And Akin Balumo letting his presence known, forcing guys to go over his back like you spoke about, Elias.
It's all about establishing position. The refs will do their job, you do yours.
And getting back to what we were just talking about as Akin Balumo's on the line here, Malachi Alexander with 10 points, with 18.5 points per game, good for 10th in the NPA in scoring. When he gets going, though, is what's best notable is when he gets his assists and allows his other teammates to start putting the ball in the hoop. But he has to be the first to get that going and forcing those guys to double team him. Kin Balumo now from the line. No good on the second, but there's Alexander. Can't tip it in.
Good try, Malachi. Let's go.
Rebound is Youat. Fast break here. Oh, big rejection there by Ugba, but he's out of bounds as the ball falls to him. Also, substitution on the floor here for Northstar. Into the game is number 5, Edge Capuno.
And that's a mental mistake from Ugba there. He had plenty of time to jump back in bounds and then retrieve that ball.
Kicks it out. This is Downey. And this,
it'll be on Cochran. So you saw there, as Downey started to penetrate, the gap closed up on him. The defenders are bailing Halifax Prep out in that situation. Downey has nowhere to go.
just stay in front. Oh, nice breakthrough there and finish. Once again, give the bucket to number 3, Trevon Hamilton. Here's Hamilton again.
Good job to slow it down there.
Yep. Oh, nice find. Oh, what a bucket that is. Number 2, Tavon Downey. What a bucket.
Sweet, sweet way to avoid the traffic in the lane.
Out of bounds again for Northstar. Lead back up to 11. 50.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Edge right. That's you, Quentin.
Step over, finds the open man, pump fake. Oh, nice find of the cutter inside, but Alexander's there to tip it and force the turnover.
1-4.
Here's Capuno.
Quentin, 1-4.
Capuno.
Quentin.
Oh, nice spin move there to try and lose the defender. Oh, kicks it out. Wide open for the big man for 3. Knocks it down. Akin Balumo from deep. What a shot by the big man.
And we said it at the beginning of this game, man. They need contribution from every position for Northstar to have a chance in this game. They're coming in as one of the last seeds in the league. First-year program.
7
gaining
seconds.
Credibility.
Shot goes up. Here we go. 3 seconds on the clock. Alexander loses it and throws it up. No good. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Elias, your thoughts on this very back and forth first quarter?
I mean, Halifax Prep is dictating the tempo here. They're trying to push the ball in transition. They're trying to get ahead. And Northstar is fortunate to be down just 22-14. They really got to do a better job of closing out, taking away second chances, and really making this thing a war.
Very well said. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with second quarter action here at the NPA Nationals. It is Halifax Prep 22, Northstar Prep 14. We'll be right back.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes every age group on the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase their own talent.
I'm seeing girls that are giving up their all, energy level high, enthusiasm high, work ethic is high. Like, these girls want it bad. We have men's showcases left, right, and center. Every organization has a male showcase, but
And of course, we're welcome back, everybody. This is second quarter action here at the NPA Nationals, first game of the day between Northstar Prep and Halifax Prep. And of course, this game is brought to you by Indochino, the National Preparatory Association, and Indochino, bringing together hoops and suits.
And Indochino has been a primary sponsor for us and one of the best partners we could ask for, really. They're decking out our coaches in made-to-measure suits, and I mean, I got a few of my own, and I walk into meetings looking sharp and feeling good, man. Get yourself a suit from Indochino.
Indochino, and getting back to the action here, I could imagine Halifax got to be feeling pretty good about themselves to start off this game with an 11-point lead, Elias. But as I say that, it's almost as if Quentin Cochran heard me there as he finishes with the and one and gets a trip to the line.
And Quentin, I've seen him go on spurts, man, and just go off for 15 at a time. High volume guy once he really gets it going. Malachi Alexander, Cochran, and then Ugba. Those are the guys that are really going to need to contribute offensively, and then the rest of the guys got to bring it on the defense.
He's got the second highest field goal percentage on this roster for anyone that's taken more than 150 shots this season. So he's comfortable. He knows when he has the green light how far he can go. Halifax, on the other hand, a little bit more size, a little bit more athleticism, but not something they really want to rely on all the way. Some great skill there being shown, though, by Uwat. Uwat, of course, easily the top performer in this Halifax team on a team that has a number of high-level athletes. 17.4 points per game in 12 NPA games. A field goal percentage, 500. 50% from the field.
Yep.
Leading scorer of this team, also not too far behind on rebounds, also leading the team in rebounds with 10.9, averaging a double-double throughout 12 NPA regular season games. No good on the free throw there, but who's right there? His kindred spirit, if you will. Bugoto getting it done.
1-4, out! Get out of there, man.
Not enough off-ball movement here from Northstar to start the second quarter. A lot of ball watching.
Here we go. We have an inbound here for Uwat.
That's you, Quentin.
You'll see as Northstar was trying to get a press going themselves. Over the back there. Called on Ogie. We're going to have an inbound here, Northstar on the baseline. 27-17, 8:41 to go here in the second quarter. This is the first matchup of 3 here in the NPA Nationals on day 1.
And tomorrow is going to be jam-packed with all those games going on. The top seeds getting a bye on the first day. Really looking forward to seeing them, and I know a lot of the coaches that are in attendance there. You see it in your top left corner now of your screen. A lot of college coaches already in attendance, 15 plus, looking to recruit Canada, both from U Sports. We have 3 coaches checked in from U Sports: McMaster, Queens, York, and then over 9 NCAA programs here, along with 3 JUCOs as well.
And we got a foul here called on the floor here against Jaron Johnson after that Malachi Alexander 3-ball brings Northstar now within 8. 8:14 to go here. Halifax Prep ranked number 19 in the country according to the NPH top 25 rankings. Winnipeg's Northstar Prep have been on the bubble throughout the entire year. You know, a very strong regional team, but nationally just haven't really been able to get it together throughout the year. But we'll see if they can make some noise in this game, because it's win or go home here at the NPA Nationals. They pull off an upset here, I'm sure a lot of teams will be talking about them.
I gotta say, they're keeping it tight, man. This is respectable, and that's the way it's got to be the whole game. They got to keep chipping away, one possession at a time.
Some great defense there to get Uad off balance. Here's a fast break on the other end, up and under, can't finish, but there's the rebound, up and in, and you can see now that the whistle is starting to take effect mentally on Halifax, as they're not looking for the blocks like they were at the beginning of this game. Now they're just trying to keep the hands up. Kick out, wide open 3, shot goes up, no good. Another big rebound, another big stop for Northstar as they try to chew into this lead. Halifax built up. Oh, what a pass that was. And you can hear the coaching staff at Northstar, they're excited as Northstar comes right back in this second quarter to cut the lead down to 4, Elias.
Wouldn't mind seeing an upset.
And with that, we have a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with second quarter action here at the NPA Nationals.
Let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square. Get your feet square. Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it. Master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow. Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent, game speaks. There's no politics here.
Rep by rep.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, out there in YouTube land or on NPH. This is the NPA Nationals, and what a game we've got going here, going into the second quarter. Halifax Prep looked like they were in a comfortable lead until Northstar with a quick run to get this going off of, and then to top it all off, we had a very, very impressive assist by Edge Capuno, getting a beautiful bounce pass in behind the defense to Quentin Cochran to finish there on that previous play, Elias.
And Capuno, a Filipino-Canadian guard, smaller in stature than some of the other guards on this team, but it honestly probably has one of the better PG skills for the squad.
I could completely agree with that, and I think something really needs to be said about a lot of high-level Filipino-Canadian players that are really starting to let themselves be known at the prep level. Of course, you have Avin Nava just last week putting together an MVP performance for TRC Academy, helping them win a championship. There was a guy who a lot of people weren't expecting a whole lot from when he began his prep career, but between fighting for minutes and getting himself on the map, of course, Christian David out there in Butler getting his recognition known. There's a huge spot of talent that is starting to come up here in the Filipino-Canadian community.
And Nava, just from his St. Francis Xavier days here or down the street in Mississauga, we knew that there was something about him that kind of set him apart from other guards. He played with a lot of tenacity. He just had a good head on his shoulders, understood the floor and the angles of it. So I'm very happy to see where his games come. Yep,
as Capuno, another nice find inside. And once again, the urgency, left-hand pass, spinning it while he's moving through traffic, getting past the defenders.
And Jackson McKay, smart job there, getting the defender off the floor. But man, these Halifax guys just really good body control and avoiding the contact.
Yep. I'll say this right now. If we're looking at some of his stats, Capuno, he's averaging 2 assists per game.
In limited minutes, too.
Yeah, limited minutes. He's third in on the team in assists. Limited minutes. He's only managed 4 games in the NPAs. Don't be shocked if you see him take over the majority of minutes here. And that was really one thing we kind of seemed to be missing from Northstar, because Alexander was forced to having to play the point guard role throughout that entire session back in Ottawa, even on the Western session. But here's Capuno now running the floor. We'll see if the load is lifted a little bit.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you when you have to be the primary ball handler for your squad and then also be looked at to score. So I think Capuno at the point actually opens it up for Alexander to be more effective.
Absolutely.
There's some McKay.
Some great ball movement. Oh, nice body control there by Alexander. And you can see it now as Halifax looking a little flustered. Of course, a couple of substitutions are on the floor. They've got the majority of their starting lineup sitting at this moment. As there's another substitution into the game for Northstar. We have Sagan Akimbalumo back into the game. Also on the floor for Halifax Prep is number 0, Adil Banat. Also in now, number 8, Ali Ragab, and that's going to be a fascinating matchup between Balumo and Ragab, excuse me.
And Ragab is still fresh to the game. I mean, he's only been playing the game for about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. The 7-footer, you don't really come across them much outside of British Columbia. I'm convinced they got something different in their drinking water out there. Ali Ragab is, developing at a very steady rate. Halifax Prep's done a tremendous job getting him ready physically. He's shed a ton of weight and has become a lot more mobile in transition.
I agree, and you can see, though, the coaching staff trusts putting him in some very meaningful minutes right now. As this team, they're only up 7 points. A couple possessions here and there, and we're right back in this. As Alexander now has it at the top of the key. Kicks it over.
Where you going?
Akim Balumo, he's going to let it fly. No good on that one. I love the rotation on his shot. I love the spin that ball has.
Yep. And smart on Ragab on that play not to come out all the way.
Yeah. Let's see if he could earn that shot. And nice finish there. Number 5, Janian Simmons. Oh, nice crossover there to finish. What a bucket that was. Crafty from Quentin Cochran. Calm is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Here comes Halifax now. This is Banat. Gets it over to Uat. He's going to let it fly from 3. No good.
And I have not seen Uat do a whole lot of shooting from outside.
Nope.
And to be honest, I'd prefer not to until it's fine-tuned. He's his best at the rim. There's Malachi Alexander. Tough finish.
It almost looks like we're seeing a role reversal here as it's now Halifax settling for the outside shots, and it's Northstar that's attacking. No finish there, and some great interior defense once again by Northstar. I think they're starting to understand the game plan here. Cochran up, under, gets the kind roll. 3-point game, 3:57 to go here in the half. Bringing it up now is Hamilton. Capuno on him. Contested 3, air ball. Akim Balumo comes down with it. Capuno now bringing it up. Alexander given some space. Great decision there, but it falls right into the hand of number 8, Jackson McKay, who finishes.
And the story of the first quarter has now become that of Halifax Prep. They're falling asleep right now and providing way too many second chance opportunities.
Absolutely. Ragab goes up. And Akim Balumo does just enough, but not enough. Great finish there by Uat.
You know what's interesting about Ragab's game is I think he's afraid of hurting people. He's so big and is so used to being head and shoulders above everybody else. He plays like he's afraid to hit somebody in the head or afraid to injure anybody.
No, I wouldn't disagree with that, as Banat's no good from the 3-point line, and a lot of settled 3-point shots here for Halifax as Alexander up and under, just getting a little cheeky with it there. I would have liked to have seen him go more directly to the basket. I have no problem with that fake and attempt, as there's a foul. And they're going to count the basket. And 1, referee. Janian Simmons knocks it down. And referee says count the basket.
And J9 with the acrobatic get up off the floor.
Rolling himself back up. He's going to go for the N1.
Just a 3-point game in Northstar, a first-year program. Halifax felt that last year. They were a first-year program, and they know what it's like when everything's on the line at the end of the season. These guys are fighting for their lives.
It'd be an interesting story to tell. Akimbalumo with a big rebound there. They're going to need a whole lot from him in that second half, too, as Capuno now brings it up. He's guarded by Young.
Break. Shake, get out. Quinton.
Crossover. Oh, nice shot. Air ball, though. Just needs a little more confidence on that one. Oh, nice finish there. Full speed ahead for Simmons. Here's Capuno now.
Rayvon Young is one of the most underrated players in this league. I'm going to tell you right now, number 11 in the white. That dude can come over to the U Sports and be an impact player right away. Defensively, athletically, he plays above the rim. He could score and lock up. U Sports coaches looking for a two guard that can play a little bit of three. Have a look at this man, Rayvon Young.
You can have another look here as well at Tavon Downey, who managed to get a nice finish there walking through the trees, as well as Akimbalumo before that with a very impressive finish in the post, taking the contact. So here's Northstar, kicks it out. McKay for three, lets it fly. No good, but Akimbalumo's right there. At least there it is, just creating opportunities. But Halifax comes up with it. Fast break. Layup, can't finish.
And Downey, such a pest. Getting in the pockets.
Watch it.
There's Cochran now. Akimbalumo. Look at the big man fight for it. Nope. Doesn't come up with it though. Layup. Finish. 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Northstar allowing Halifax to get out on the fast break.
Pressure cooker.
Yep.
This is it right here. Final minute of the first half.
You're
we got a
falling for
whole
it too.
other half.
There's Capuno. He's going to let it fly. Look at the confidence on his shot. I'm not mad at that. He's got the form.
Not at all.
You need to see some of that if you're Northstar. You got to be able to say, hey, that's it. We're just as good as you guys. Big breakdown there.
And these guys cannot fall asleep rebounding the ball here. Defensive boards have got to pick up for Northstar.
I think that lesson just taught itself as there's a open three gets knocked down. Capuno now bringing it up.
Break. Let's go.
Guarded by Young. Capuno off the screen. Stops it though. Finds it just in time, but I think if you're Akimbalumo there, you have to make sure that you're spacing out now. Now, as soon as you've seen that double team, you know there's going to be the rotation to come over to help. You've got to make sure that your presence is being felt and that you're blocking him out from being able to intercept that pass.
8.2 to go here.
I will say this much, though. This is my second chance seeing Akimbalumo play live, and I'm impressed. There's definitely been some development. There's definitely been much more awareness of his size and how he can use it to his advantage. As Youat is one of the best defensive players, as you've said, but there's been a few times he's went up right over him. Here's the fast break, 2 seconds to go, and there's going to be a foul.
And that is a bad foul to pick up here at the end of the quarter. The second quarter, that is, end of the half as well. You'll have Northstar going to the line here in the bonus.
Hey, guys, don't line up. Don't line up.
And coaching staff telling his guys to get ready on the other end. You've got 1.5 seconds. You just don't want to get another unnecessary foul at this point in the box.
Good job, Amadis.
Great shot there.
Good job. Let's go.
And McKay.
Half court.
Ladars McKay knocking down those two. Shot goes up. Oh, knocks it down from half court.
And that's Nationals, baby.
Yep, give the
Day
bucket.
one.
Tavon Downey from half court. Count the basket. Elias, your thoughts on a Very entertaining first half.
Man, I mean, that's how you finish a first half. But outside of that, I mean, Northstar's got to go into this looking to take advantage on the defensive end, use that size down low to really box out, really take away second chances for Halifax Prep. And Halifax got to get back to what they were doing in the first quarter, pushing the ball, playing with that pace that they can play with.
Absolutely, well said. And with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. It is the NPA Nationals, and we have a game for you. It is Halifax Prep leading 49-38 over Northstar Prep. We will be right back.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Our pathway begins with 17 exposure camps across Canada for boys and girls ages 10 to 18. Starting with our foundation that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit, this level caters to elementary student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as online resumes. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skills trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite-level prospects within their region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to colleges and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place between April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcasting, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping gain scholarship opportunities. Our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the Blueprint.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom. was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shorter, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product. So it's very sort of individual and very personalized. It's for them. It's their suit.
Seeing them in their final suit just kind of makes it worth it at the end of it, because you spent time with them, and whether they wear suits every day or this is their first suit, it's exciting. Like, you help them build that and it's theirs.
It's really that ability to create a one-of-a-kind garment that allows us to be in front of many different demographics. I think one of the most interesting things that's happened these past few years is how many customers that are having that truly special event of getting married are choosing Indochino to not only suit up themselves, but suit up their groom's party.
We continually improve not only the profile for the guy, but we improve the quality of our next suit and the suits after with the data that we capture. Indochino sets itself apart, especially against ready-to-wear, because we can deliver you a custom-made suit within 3 weeks. We, on average take 3.5 meters to make a suit, and we lay that out and we laser cut it with a vacuum. It's amazing to see, over 200 pieces come together to make a custom-made suit. Whether it be hundreds of linings, thousands of customizations, it's like personalizing a car. And I think we've opened a lot of guys' eyes to that experience, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers.
The future of retail is really exciting. We're showrooming and building a retail market that's totally cohesive with our online presence and our online e-commerce business. We're making it really easy for customers to shop wherever and whenever they want, whether they're in one of the retail showrooms, being able to look, see, and touch the fabric, or shop online from the comfort of their couch on their tablet or their phone. It's completely up to them where they can experience Indochino.
We truly are inspiring a generation of men to dress differently. You're truly creating a one-of-a-kind garment that is yours, and it really landmarks who you are as a person and what your personal style is.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We're in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant. So it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga, be part of the family.
My name is Grover.
Sean.
My name is Ian.
I'm Taylor. My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old.
So Owen was born with a rare genetic disorder called Escobar syndrome.
He's had 33 surgeries to date.
I love video games, my friends, my family, and again, video games.
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
What I like about the adaptive controller is now everyone can play. You can just say, all right, that's that button, that's that button, that's that button. Perfect.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.
After transforming to meet the challenges of a digital world, never stop. After engineering 3D imaging technologies that help doctors quickly diagnose disease, never stop. And after advancing drug delivery technology expertise to help in the fight against cancer, never stop. And we'll never stop improving the future by building on our core innovations and over 80 years of experience. Never stop. Fujifilm, value from innovation.
recruiting. My job for the showcase circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, you're family for life. We're taking care of you from now up until your recruitment day when we're connecting you with the coaches. And then even after that, up until your pro careers, the NPH scouting service is what links this whole thing together. You come to camp, you get evaluated, you know what you need to work on, you go home and work on it. The next time we see you, it's still family.
Elias commands attention, he commands respect, and he is able to get through to these young student athletes and get through to these kids and speak in a language that they understand and find ways to motivate them and to encourage them while criticizing them and making sure that they get better and that they are held accountable.
My name is David Tyndall and I'm the new technical director for North Pole Hoop Showcase Circuits. I've been training basketball players, I'm going to say officially for about 3 years now. A lot of elite level kids I've worked with over the years that have made something. Elijah Long, Cody John, Naz Long, Dylan Brooks. Those are a lot of my young boys. Nick Stauskas, of course. Guys in the college level right now. Jalen Llewellyn, I'm working closely with him. Young talent, Mikkel Tyne. There's a list. The list goes on and on, really, of notable players. But again, either way, it really doesn't matter who it is. My approach really stays the same. What you'll expect from me at the NPA showcases is a lot of fire, a lot of passion, literally just my all. What I want to do is be an open book and really share and give and help you guys understand how bad I want it for you. For the high school kids out here, they say you want it and you really want to achieve and be this and be that, but I don't believe that you guys are putting in as much work as you could, and I want to push you guys and light a fire in you guys to realize, you know what, I got to turn it up a notch. And so a lot of intensity, and I'll be holding you guys accountable. That's one of the biggest things. There's no favorites, there's no special treatment. It's strictly, I'm all in, and I want to build dogs, and I want you guys to bring that out yourselves.
One of the most dominant NPH showcase performances has got to be Kobe McEwen. From start to finish, he knew what he came in to do. He came in with a mission, and it was to absolutely dominate his opponents and not slack off in any drills. He didn't think that he was too big to be there. He already held multiple offers, but he came in there and he took care of business. Kobe McEwen is definitely one of the most dominant players that has ever come on the showcase circuit. AJ Lawson is a player that's kind of close to the heart. He's been through the entire process from grade 9 when we first identified him. Came into the showcase circuit, had so many moments where he's hit buzzer beaters, moments where he's carried his team on his shoulder. He's been a scoring machine. I think his potential is through the roof. He's having a great career so far at South Carolina, and I think that he's one of the players from the circuit and from the system that's going to eventually make it to the NBA.
Jalen Llewellyn, when he came to the showcase like he was formerly a Father Gates player, which is my alma mater where I went to school, and I remember watching him actually as a 9th grader at Gates, and I was like, that's the best player at Gates, period. And then when I got to see him at the showcase and how he'd evolved from when I'd prior seen him, it was like, wow, night and day. Like he was just becoming so much better, and his performance was just like, it was perfect, pretty much. Like, I mean, he really couldn't have gone wrong. And to see what he's doing now as he's becoming a man off the court, on the court, over at Princeton. It's really good to see that he's pretty much a perfect example of what the showcases can do and how they can lead you to success. Favorite moment at the NPA showcases, I mean, there's a ton that I could say stand out, but for sure for me.
I'd like to welcome everybody back to second half action here in the first game of the day here, the NPA Nationals. We have Halifax Prep out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, taking on Northstar Prep out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your color commentary. Joined here by Elias Spate, taking care of your color. And Elias, my goodness, what a first half that was. I don't think the score really does justice as how much of a back and forth battle this has truly been.
And Quentin Cochran and Malachi Alexander, both the leading scorers here for Northstar Prep. And yes, it has been back and forth, but it's been back and forth from the same group of guys.
So here's a drive to the basket.
Hamilton, how about that? 17 points in the first half?
Yep, absolutely, and he's definitely the standout performer in the early going here as Malachi Alexander is going to get the foul and one. 2 quick buckets for Northstar Prep to kick off this second half with an opportunity to go on a 5-0 run if Alexander can knock down this free throw. Alexander had 10 points in the first half, now has 12. Make it 13, tied for the team lead in scoring in this one against Halifax. No real shock there, but one thing you do have to love is, 1, they're close, and 2, he's got some help offensively.
I'm not playing, Ryan. This could end up being an upset, man. If Halifax Prep is playing like they've already beat them. They're not playing at their top. Let's put it this way. If this was Edge or Crestwood or CTA playing against Halifax right now, do you think that their intensity level would be higher?
If anything, I would take it a step further. They're not taking the shots they're taking right now. They've got their bigs who've, I mean, according to our stats here, thanks to Crossover, he's only made 6 threes this entire in 12 games in the NPA, and we've already seen him attempt 3 or 4 here in this game. And even there, Ogie attempting a 3, wide open, granted, but that's because Northstar's understanding, oh, no, we're going to give you the 3-point line because we know you guys are not consistent 3-point shooters. We know that your strength is physicality. And they haven't gotten any of that in the second half, with the exception of a couple of fast turnover breaks. That's the big reason Halifax has this lead right now, is because they're converting on their fast break opportunities. But in their half court, it's been very stagnant.
Yeah, I would agree.
Here's the inbound. You hear the Northstar coaching staff preaching focus right now, and that's a big factor. But allowing the big man to fly in there, Akim Balumo has to make sure that you have to secure your position, then go for the ball. And I think that's one of the big mistakes a lot of big men make at this level, is not securing a man to box out before going for the basketball. Here's a fast break now. Simmons, nice step out. Open shot, up, no good. And Akin Balumo brings it down. You gotta love that effort. Here's Alexander now on the fast break. Gonna go take him on, up and in. What a finish there by Malachi Alexander, give him 15 on the day.
Love the aggression here. Not waiting for the defense to set up, that's the key. Not allowing Halifax to set up half court.
Take what the defense gives you. Great defense there. Once again, Akin Balumo using his size. Open 3, knocks it down though. You ought. Just as I said it, I think he's got an earpiece. He heard me criticizing him. Knocks down the open 3.
Him.
Yep. Alexander dribbles into a trap. Oh, finds it, McKay. And the defender caught napping there on the baseline as McKay easily walks in for the layup. Youat up, foul. I'm okay with that. That's a good foul by Balumo, letting him know that you're not going to get in that easily. Now that's a foul you don't want to see him take every single time, but I like the precedent it sets. As we have a substitution back onto the floor as Akim Balumo is coming out, and into the game for Northstar is Quentin Cochran. As Cochran was leading all scorers, or leading his team at the half with 13 points. And as we alluded to earlier, if Cochran can stay on his offensive run, Northstar will always have an opportunity to win. It can't be all Alexander. We also need to see some open looks getting knocked down by McKay. He's had a couple of opportunities now as well. Youat. No good. Alexander comes down with it. Looks to push. Now he's going to set it up. Looking, surveying, seeing who's open. Cochran now. Can't work off the screen. Defender right in front of him. Cochran, step back jumper, no good. Rebound Halifax. Fast break is on. Youat now. Kicks it out. Ogie. Corner, open three from the wing, no good. Here's a rebound for Northstar though. Kicks over. Oh, we have a man down. Trying to see who that is there. It looks like, oh, Youat. Youat's down.
That is not a good piece that you want down. I mean, you don't want any of them down, but that's a key contributor right there.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little sore, but he's walking it off.
And the rules state that he does need to sub. He cannot walk this off if the referee's timeout was called for him indeed.
I don't believe it was. It seems like he's going to stay on the floor. And the referees haven't called anything, so we're going to continue to play. Here's an inbound. Emmanuel Ugba on the inbound to Cochran. Cochran now. Big screen there, gets the man open. Nice move. Great up fake. Give the basket to Tevin McCollum.
And the refs, he got away with one. The ref
oh, he did, for sure.
The second he pushed off.
That was a body check. Youat for three again. No good. You could see him kind of leaning away there on that shot. Here's McCollum. Gonna go up. Not enough finish. Rebound Halifax. Youat. Kicks it out. Jumper up. Knocks it down. Nothing but net. Jaron Johnson. Alexander now. He's guarded by Simmons. The help comes. Great switch on rotation there. Alexander not going to get the foul. I agree with that. Ogie up. Nice little quick lay-in. Well, it looks like you got hit kind of hard there, but McKay's right there to fight for it. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession is, I believe possession is still going to be Northstar as there's a substitution into the game for Halifax Prep is number 3, Trayvon Hamilton, and number 2, Tavon Downey.
Awesome referee crew here today. This is why I love doing events in the Peel region. You get some top-notch refereeing. Toronto, Peel, stepped up big in the last couple of years. They've stepped up along with the talent, and that's what the game needs.
You know me, Elias. I've preached that for a long time about the importance of our officials, people such as ourselves. Either in coaching, either in
every
media,
professional
and
member
everything.
of the community.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah. That we all, our kids are showing the talent, and we've got to step our game up as well to make sure we're matching the talent that they're and the talent and ability they're showing on the floor. Here's Ugba. Ugba guarded by Hamilton. No screen from McKay. McKay still trying to set one up for him. Ugba gets by his first defender. Shot goes up. No good. Missed there. Downey comes down with it. Surveying his options. Kicks it over. Corner. Open look from the corner. Shot goes up. Knocks it down. Number 13, Jaron Johnson once again. And now the press is on. Alexander almost caught in the trap, but there's going to be a foul on Hamilton. 62-49, 4:47 to go here in the third. Northstar, really, if you're Northstar, you really just want to make sure you're keeping it within 2 to 3 possessions. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That gives you a fighting chance to be in this down the stretch here in the fourth quarter.
You don't necessarily need to take the lead, but you do have to keep yourself in striking distance to avoid having to play perfect down the road, because very few teams can do that, if any. Step back. Oh, defense reads it extremely well. And there's going to be a foul, another foul called, I believe, on Hamilton again.
And he's been awesome in this game.
He has.
Both in terms of creating the shot for his teammates and doing some scoring himself.
Yeah, you see he was a little frustrated there. Referee explains to him what happened, and cooler heads prevail.
Camaraderie as well. He gave Alexander props and said, my bad.
Yep. Here's Alexander now. Here's the matchup again. Jumper, great defense. Got right there, was able to read it perfectly.
That's his shot.
He's got to shoot that in rhythm. He gets it. Cochran having himself a day here.
And you know, sorry to interrupt
go ahead,
you.
go ahead.
Now that Cochran's got a taste of what it's like to play prep school basketball, I think he comes back next year with a whole lot of confidence and more of an ability to score. He's a 20-point-a-game type guy.
He really is, and I mean, you're looking at it even right now. He's stepping up. His team needs him to have this kind of offensive output. It's so important for this Northstar team. It can't just all come, as we spoke before about, it can't just come from Alexander. Anytime that this team has had balanced attacks, they end up being successful.
Let's go get stops.
62-51, 4:11 to go here in the third. Simmons.
Stay with shooter, stay with shooter.
This is Downey. Downey, hardened step back. No good. No one's there to cover the big man.
Good job, Matt. E-man.
And Northstar got away with one there. Here we go. Alexander goes up. Oh, nice finish there. And when I say got away with one, I mean that the Yacht was not able to finish under the basket. Normally when he gets those rebounds, that's a bucket. Another inside look. And the big man just can't get it to roll, but he is going to go to the line for two. Okoye Yacht.
Quinton.
What a season he's had for this Halifax team. Season high 33 points.
There we go.
Earlier this year. As we alluded to before, shooting 50% from the field. Exactly 50%.
And Eastern Florida was recruiting him from last year. And earlier this season, a bunch of Florida JUCO programs as well as Hutch. It's funny actually, a couple of years ago, Jalen Warren headed to Eastern Florida after Ahmed Ali. That's been a funnel for them. They've been getting guys out of this league for a while. And Eastern Florida was in the national championship game a few years ago against Hutch, who's here in attendance. And now, again, the junior college national championship is being hosted at Hutch.
A lot of Florida references there as Alexander finishing. He's given something to coaches to look at in this one as well.
Slow. Okay, have so.
Hugba bringing it up. 63-55. Uses the McKay screen. Ugba kicks it back to Alexander. Alexander now. Kicks it back. Oh, nice find in the corner. Shot. As the shot clock expires, McKay gets it up. Can't finish though. Here comes Halifax. Crossover.
Good D, Tevin. Great D, Tevin. Shooter.
Shot goes up. Oh, nice closeout there. Here comes Cochran.
I like the work by Trayvon Hamilton there, switching direction on multiple occasions in that transition, but he had all of the white jerseys on one side of the floor. That floor's got to be more balanced as they bring it up.
Absolutely, as there's a timeout called with 2:21 to go here in the third quarter. Northstar Prep still well within striking distance, just a 2-possession lead for Halifax Prep. 2:21 to go here in the third here at the NPA Nationals. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
It's amazing. I never had anything like this, not even something I could imagine.
This camp is just the beginning for these girls, who will now be tracked throughout their high school years and given valuable information they need to make informed decisions about their future.
You get athletes to be able to recognize and see the programs that are available, and you get these programs to see the raw talent. Being able to track someone's progress as young as grade 9, you see potential. So you want to track her progress. You want to see how is she improving, how is she getting better. We're giving that exposure as young as grade 7. And now, you track how they are at the second showcase. It just increasingly had exponential development. And now we're showcasing their talent to a list of schools. And now they see what we have and who is in our database and who is available. And that's invaluable to show these girls that we are here for them and we want to showcase and help them play at the next level.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand down.
And I'd like to welcome everybody back. In this quarter of basketball is brought to you by Indochino, the official suit maker of the National Preparatory Association. Indochino, custom-made suits made to measure. As we get back to the action here, Halifax Prep in a bit of a dogfight in this first matchup at the NPA Nationals, going up against Northstar Prep out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Northstar looking to kind of reestablish their name on the NPA map here if they can pull off this upset, Elias.
Oof, 3-second call. Caught you up.
And not a lot of those getting called in this game.
That's going to hurt down the stretch, though. Those kind of possessions there, that's going to hurt if this ends up being a 2-point game.
Yep. Oh, Cochran trying to go up. Northstar, they got to stay focused.
And that was Cochran's shot.
Yep.
You know, and you can't blame that on McCallum. McCallum's thinking go rebound.
Yep.
He saw Cochran get off of his feet and look to shoot.
Nope, for sure.
There's the most underrated player in my opinion. Trayvon.
Attempt to drive to the basket there. And this is Simmons, guarded by Alexander. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it inside. Ogie, nice spin move there. Oh, just rims out. And these near misses, as frustrating as they are for Halifax, it's just a little bit more life for Northstar. Keeps them in this. But once again, you know, this is Halifax fading away, avoiding the contact now. Alexander now with it. He's guarded by Simmons. This is a great matchup here. Alexander up and in, can't get it. Fast break opportunity for Halifax though. Ogie goes up. And he's gonna get called with the block. And 2 shots.
You teased me with this. Holy. He's like,
See, both coaches expecting the charge. Just having a laugh about it. A break for Halifax here as they're going to go to the line for 2. 63-57, 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Halifax ranked 19th in the country according to the NPH top 25 national rankings, were as high as 10 earlier this year. Really not so much of any legitimate fault of their own, really just a matter of, as there's a finish there by Huot. And the bench loves it. It's these little mistakes that Northstar can't afford. And the coaching staff has seen enough from down low as Akim Balumo gets back into the game.
And he was very impactful in the first half for these guys. They're going to need some rebounding, and they're going to need some guys boxing out and bodying.
And I think that's been a great key. You know, full kudos goes to the bench mob over at Northstar, doing just enough to keep this game close enough where Akim Balumo can get that necessary rest he needs to be able to now be a force here in the paint for the final minute and a half. That's a full team effort right there against a front court, against one of the most talented front courts in the NPA in Halifax.
And McKay forcing that pass, you know, we were just talking about establishing position, and you got to wait for your man to get down there, get low before making that pass. That's a costly possession here at the end of the third.
The post game cannot be rushed, Elias. It cannot be rushed. It has to be established. Good defense there, better offense. Alexander, nice find down the end. McKay, great concentration to finish. Here comes Halifax again. 52 seconds in the game clock, 18 on the shot clock. Simmons, gonna try, great defense there. Come up with it. Here we go.
Slow.
There's Alexander to Cochran. Cochran thinks about it. Cochran. Yep. He's going to let it fly. Big man comes down with it, though. Kicks out to Alexander, no good. The big man one more time. Oh, you want to see him go up with it. You know, you don't like. I was ready to call up with the hook shot, but
but that's what happens, man. When you got guys standing around, he's in the lane. He's got 1 foot in the lane, so either he's gonna get called on a 3 seconds, or he's gonna get trapped at the high post. Guys off the ball got to make themselves an option.
For sure.
Sag.
10 seconds here in the quarter. Simmons with the ball. 7 seconds. Shot goes up. No good. One more chance to get it off here is Cochran. Cochran didn't realize how much time was left. And that's going to do it here in the third quarter. 10-point lead for Halifax Prep. And, you know, a lot of very talented teams tend to make that big push in the third quarter. I'm sure Northstar still has to be relatively pleased with how they performed and were able to keep themselves within striking distance, Elias.
Northstar could be playing their final quarter of the entire inaugural NPA season for them. This is where the big boys come out to play. I want to see them punch the bully in the face, and I mean that obviously figuratively. But this is where it matters. Minute and a half here before the fourth and final corner of this game. Game one. Ryan, it's been a great game one.
It really has. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. Be sure to go grab whatever you need to go grab. And we'll be right back after this quick break. We'll be right back.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand jam.
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted events nationwide. Email mdotto
I'd like to welcome everybody back here. This is the final quarter of the first game of the day here. Halifax Prep taking on Northstar Prep here at the NPA Nationals. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your commentary, your play-by-play commentary, joined by Elias Spate, taking on your color commentary services. Elias, what to make of this game so far? Northstar, they've kept it close. This is good. As you said before we went to break, this is where the big boys come out to play here in this final quarter. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, Halifax Prep to me has played well enough to hold a lead, but not well enough to dominate the last place team.
Well said. Ooh. Well said. As Ogie tries to get over Youat. Mackay goes up and he gets it to drop. 12-point lead now for Halifax Prep. And at this point, honestly, if you're the Halifax coaching staff, I can imagine you really just want to see intensity on defense more than anything. Don't give them any easy looks. Don't give them any hope. And if you're Northstar, you got to just take it right to them. And there's a second chance opportunity. King Balumo gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line, and he's going to be a huge X factor in the final minutes here.
Love the energy from Northstar, man. They are not refusing to back down or roll over for this Halifax Prep squad. They understand that it's a first-year program, but they're trying to make a statement right off the jump. And that's going to actually help them be able to recruit players if they could get this first W here and knock off Halifax.
Oh, for sure. I can imagine that, you know, if you're the coaching staff, I can imagine one of the things that they're trying to explain to their guys is you got nothing to lose right now. Absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Everything to gain. Everything to gain. And to me, that means more than everything to lose. You're always trying to grow. You're always trying to gain.
Absolutely. Is Akim Balumo now? No good on that one.
Yeah, good job, Quentin.
Now bringing it up. This is Tavon Downey. Brought it up. Youat tried another three-pointer. Uncharacteristic for him. Youat attempted Let's take a look at this. He attempted 39 threes in the NPA regular season. I think he's attempted about almost a quarter of that in this one game.
Almost. And I know it's an area of his game that he has been developing and wants to show that he could do.
Yeah.
It's an area that I think he will develop full-fledged once he arrives at the JUCO of his choice.
I agree. And I think Cochran there almost got away, nearly got fouled on that shot. You could see him stumbling as he came down. Oh, nice find inside there.
Good block.
Great defense, but better offense by Uat. But that was an amazing assist there by Adil Banat. Got to give credit where it's due.
Good job.
Here's Alexander now. Agba. Akim Balumo. Nice pass on the inside. Oh, you got to love it.
These guys are not going away.
No, they're not. They're starting to read the situation now, reading the presses. And that's all you can ask for if you're the coaching staff. They're learning.
And in the stands right now, RNS watching on. RNS has had a phenomenal season.
Oh.
Really stepped it up. Coach Damian Gaze really worked those guys up from when he first got them.
Hands down, been a top 10 program in this entire country, bar none, against anybody. They've gotten it done this year. We'll see if they can pull off an upset or two in this tournament.
Led by the country's leading scorer, Kellen Tynes, who's got interest from Princeton, Stanford, Yale, and the list goes on. RNS, a high academic program. They also have Sam Alamutu, class of 2021, who actually has a lot of the guys in attendance looking at him. I know Columbia's here to get an evaluation on him. They're in the stands today.
Banat for three. Looked good from here, just a little bit short. Here's Alexander bringing it up. 7:39 to play in this game. 12-point lead for Halifax. Northstar slowly getting to that point there where they're going to have to play mistake-free basketball as Alexander finds the inside, tries to go up, but Balumo's right there. Balumo can't finish, and there's going to be a foul, though, as Ugba's going to go to the line for two. Foul is getting called on we have some substitutions, and one of our favorite players back into the game, Elias, number 5 for Northstar, Edge Capuno.
Edge is a guy that's going to give you a little more ball handling on the floor and allow the guys on the perimeter to set their feet and make shots.
For sure, as Jackson McKay also gets back into the game. Akin Balumo is going to take a seat. And Jackson McKay, what a job he's had to have today, going up against all of the bigs for all the bigs against Halifax Prep. But he's been a bit of an agitator, as you can see him right there. Looks like he may have given Yacht a little bit of a shot, and Yacht was trying to stare him down as he was running back up the floor. But not. Yacht, spin move, up and under, finishes.
Jackson, low, not high.
Capuno tries to cut through, doesn't get it, turnover. Yacht gets it back. It's going to go up and in again with the left hand, can't finish. Alexander comes down with it, and now he's pressing.
Got to push this.
No foul called.
Yeah, might have got bumped from behind there.
Here's Simmons now. Simmons gets it in. Yacht up and under, can't finish. Gets it over to McKay. Capuno, head up right away. Alexander, bodies him and finishes. The referee not calling anything. The referee saying you initiated the contact. You just got hit.
Malachi, dig. See backside.
Here's Halifax now. Simmons. Oh, nice stop and go there. Oh, what a pretty finish that was. And Northstar, they're getting buckets, but they're not getting stops. Here's Capuno. Much bigger defender on him. Cochran for three. Capuno with the rebound. Mid-range jumper, no good. Alexander comes down with the rebound. And Capuno with a steal. Oh, just not in time, though. It's Halifax now. This is Downey. Downey goes up. Rebound, Ugba. Ugba throws it down. Here's Cochran. Cochran up. Nifty little layup. 10-point game.
Hey guys, next 10 ball time.
Here's Downey with Capuno on him. 5:29 to go. Downey inside. Yacht tries to go up. Great help defense, but they're going to call the foul. It's going to be a block. Going to be a block on. I believe it was Ugba that gets called for the block. And we've got a timeout for Northstar Prep, and with that, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. 77-67, Halifax Prep leads Northstar Prep. We'll be right back.
Who will be crowned national champion?
I'd like to welcome everyone back. This is the NPA Nationals, day number 1. Halifax Prep versus Northstar Prep in the first game of the day. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals.
That's correct.
As they will.
And the quarterfinals are going to be super competitive no matter which way you slice it, man.
For sure.
Doesn't matter who moves forward.
It's going to be a very fascinating tournament to watch here. Action going on here at beautiful Sheridan College Davis campus here in Brampton, Ontario. Just a stone's throw, literally a stone's throw. You could actually probably throw a rock over the 407 and you're back in Mississauga.
This is true, and it just so happens that Brampton and Mississauga are the top 2 producers of both NBA Canadian talent and NCAA Canadian talent. Go figure.
We're just going to humble brag that one, aren't we?
I'm not going to be humble about it at all. I'm very proud to be from Mississauga.
Yep. Well said. As Northstar, winner of this game will be taking on Edge, who's actually, if you look in the crowd right now in the burgundy tracksuits, they're here scouting out the situation to see who they're going to be taking on. As Simmons gets the turnover, Simmons goes up and tries to send an alley-oop, but it's not going to fall, and Capuno now gets it.
This is not that type of game. That's what I don't think these guys get. This is not that type of game when you got a layup in transition that you try to create a highlight play for. That is the type of take we want to see from J9.
Absolutely, and it looks like I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
I think Simmons learned. And Simmons is even there smiling about it and laughing about it.
Well, Marcus is giving it to him right now from the sideline.
Yeah. No, there's no... This isn't the time or place. I mean... And don't get us wrong, there is a time and place for showtime. There absolutely is. That's part of the beauty of basketball. But I agree, at least this isn't it.
I mean, if you're on a fast break and it's just you and your man running, then hey.
One of the things I try to explain to the kids when I coach is that don't look at the scoreboard. Imagine how many possessions is that now.
Yeah.
Because a 10-point lead isn't what it used to be.
And if they convert off of it.
Yeah. 3 possessions, it's a 1-point game. Possessions happen so much faster now in high school level than they ever had before. There is no setting up and getting your play and spending 35 to 40 seconds on the floor at one end. The athlete, they're just too athletic for that now.
And for everybody who's watching online, thank you for tuning in to NPA Nationals and to NPA all season long. We're trying to do something special and raise the bar here in Canada at the prep level. Got a beautiful crowd in attendance and a beautiful crowd watching at home. Thank you to Adrian on the camera right now. He's been doing all the work for us.
Emmanuel Ugba knocks down that 3. Well said, Elias. Everybody here. I mean, what time did everyone arrive here at?
I think 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
That's when setup started.
For first game for a 3 p.m. start, it means everyone's been working hard. You know, it doesn't just begin when the lights come on. This has been in the planning for weeks at a time. The preparation on set has been happening all day. And we're excited to give you some of the best basketball this country has to offer.
Adrian, can you zoom in on some of these photos on the wall here? Got some of the stars of the league on the walls. all the way across. Denzel Cummins, J9 Simmons on that other side. Josh Houghton.
Got a full view of all of the, and then there's the board, the whiteboard.
They really dressed this gym up.
Now they have also in the hallway too. You'll see if you're walking in, you'll see some of these full-size posters. Malachi Alexander's actually out there in that hallway. Oh, nice find. Speaking of which, Jackson. I'm a big fan of Jackson McKay. He's had one of the toughest defensive assignments, but he's so even-keeled.
He's low maintenance.
No, well said.
Maintenance.
Yes, thank you.
Doesn't need the ball in his hands to be super effective, and then he's going to give it on defense. That's just a tough matchup there.
Oh, it is, absolutely, but you're not going to see him complain about the matchup. He's just going to keep playing. Here's Alexander now. Ugba. Cochran. See if Cochran can knock off a few shots here. Still only a 3-possession game, ladies and gentlemen. Cochran kicks it out. Ugba. Capuno. And there's the steal. Is it showtime? It is! Halifax Prep puts it back up to 10 points. Ugba now going to bring it up. 1-4. Screen off McKay. Ugba beats his man up and in. Nice finish there. Way to stick with it and finish, Elias.
And I thought the defender was moving that time. I think Halifax got away with one.
Here's Simmons. Simmons. Here in the corner. Oh, nice crossover there. And there's going to be a trip. And Tavon Downey went down hard. Feeling like he got tripped up by his defender. Downey's going to go to the line.
I love the leadership from Ogudo.
Yep.
Pulling his man aside and saying, hey, not now. We do not need a technical now. Not now. This is too important.
Nope.
The game's too close.
It is. It's look at it. It's an 8-point game right now. Missed free throw opportunity there.
Two plays have always been going completely out of control.
It was a good decision by Ogudo, though. Downey makes good on the second.
Let's go, Jackson.
I like that decision by the by the coaching staff.
Let him cool off a little bit.
Here's Capuno. Defender all over him. Agba. Uad on him. Agba. Tries to split the defense, loses a handle on it. McKay comes down with it. And there's the layup. A little bit chaotic there, a couple turnovers. Cochran now. And a foul by Simmons.
J9 active hands. It's actually one of the features that I love about his game. He can really lock up when he wants to. Keywords, when he wants to.
Yeah.
And if he has it on all game, he's a problem.
For sure, as we got substitutions now. Back into the game for Northstar. Number 0, Sagan Akimbalumo.
And you're seeing Okoye Uat hobbling a little bit from that earlier fall. They got to make sure he's good for next game.
For sure.
I'm pulling him out in this final minute if I'm coach.
Things getting a little chippy over here now as Alexander gets knocked to the floor. Halifax up and in. There's going to be a foul there on Ugba.
Huge bailout from the defender, not from the ref.
Yeah.
Johnson had to reach way out for that one. Didn't look like there was a chance at finishing it. Now, with a minute and a half to go, you got Jaron on the line. 86-75 with the time stopped.
Something tells me you're not too pleased with that one, Elias.
Yeah, just the defense just really bailing them out.
Yeah. No good on the first. Jaron Johnson, he's a 62% free throw shooter from the line this year in 12 appearances in the NPA. Misses both free throws. Northstar giving that rebound to Tevin McCollum, who's back into the game. Cochran thinks about the breakdown. And there's going to be a foul. Again, this time the foul is going to be on Trevon Hamilton.
That's 4 guys? 14 fouls?
And we're 1 away from the bonus here on Halifax.
Hard fought game for Northstar, man. You got to give it up. I mean, they really played hard for this one. They did come prepared.
They did. No, you've got to have, Halifax got off and running in the early going there with the press, but Northstar kept their head down and battled all the way back in the second quarter. Third quarter weathered the storm. I mean, the score's been more or less the same, and there's going to be a charging call on Belumo. A little bit of gamesmanship there from Uat.
You better be fined for it. You have to fine him for that.
And there's inbound. Just looking to see where's the stoppage. Now the ball's in. All right. I was like, what's going on? What are we waiting for? Here's Hamilton. Hamilton, nice crossover there. Gets the open man on the out. Yacht for 3. Nothing but net, and that's probably going to do it here. 14-point lead. Yacht possibly with the dagger there. And he'd been trying that shot, Elias, the entire game. But for what it's worth, from that spot, he's actually 2 of 3.
Yep.
He's very, very comfortable from the baseline, as I believe there is a we're just seeing what's going on here. And there's going to be a timeout for Halifax Prep, and for us, we're going to take a quick timeout as well before we get back to the final minute of this game. Is there? And there it's called. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
As a director of recruiting, my job for the showcase circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, you're family for life. We're taking care of you from now up until your recruitment day when we're connecting you with the coaches. And then even after that, right up until your pro careers, the NPH scouting service is what links this whole thing together. You come to camp, you get evaluated, you know what you need to work on, you go home and work on it. The next time we see you, it's still family.
Elias commands attention, he commands respect, and he is able to get through to these young student athletes and get through to these kids and speak in a language that they understand and find ways to motivate them and to encourage them while criticizing them and making sure that they get better and that they are held accountable.
And we'd like to welcome everyone back here at NPA Nationals, the final minute, first game of the day. We've got Northstar Prep taking on Halifax Prep. 56 seconds remaining here after the timeout. And Elias, we just have to say, a tough year. First years are always the tough ones for programs starting out. But I think Northstar has done more than enough to show that they belong here in the NPA.
No doubt about it, man. And it's going to take a whole lot of recruiting just to bring on some more talent.
We're not that.
Malachi
frustrated.
about to get into it. And you can see the guys from Halifax Prep really talking and egging these guys on right now. And they don't need to be doing that. The game is in their hands, and it's done. You don't need to get a technical, and you need to carry yourself with some class.
As you can see as well, Malachi Alexander, who just got fouled there, 10th in the league in scoring the NPA this year. clearly, top level performer, top player for his team. But I must say though that for all of that being said, I was very impressed with the supporting cast today for Northstar. Most impressive for me personally was Akin Balumo, I must say, because he knew he was in tough against one of the best front courts in the entire league, and he showed improved today. He got big rebounds when he needed to. He was showing some great finesse in the paint, and he's going to be somebody that, as time goes on and he develops, he's going to be a real player for somebody down the road.
And he is coming back next year, so he's got a chance to really work on his body in the offseason, and he already has. He's gotten a ton better with his body, but as he continues to improve, he'll be playing a lot more minutes as well.
And Ragab with a nice finish. There's another guy who's developing nicely. Ali Ragab, the 7-footer, getting it done.
Those Mikan drills paying off for him.
They have. Well said. And there's going to be a foul on Ragab, who was able to run the floor. First guy down to the other end of the floor.
Yeah.
And prevents the easy basket. And that's stuff you love to see if you're coaching staff. You're seeing the effort from your guys that are just learning to develop and learning how to play the game at this level. You can't teach effort. I'm sorry, but guys are going to either want to decide to. You can coerce it, you can encourage it, but you can't teach it. You either have it in you or you don't. And Ragab and Akin Balumo, as you can see, the two guys going up against each other right there. Both of these guys, they have the effort.
Yep.
They have that drive in them. And I can't wait to see more of these guys in the NPA as we move forward. As Halifax is going to dribble it out. Good decision there, as things were getting a little chippy near the end, but got to be happy with it. 5 seconds to go, and Northstar, they're going to finish their season. A disappointing overall record, but I think a lot of very big positives to take away, not just from their season, but from this game especially. This is a good way to finish it off, despite the loss.
They showed out well, man. They showed out well. I mean, the game is closer than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be.
Yep.
And, we got a couple more good ones coming up. Next one is LBA and Oakville.
Well, that's going to be a matchup.
Yeah, and then stay tuned for Saskatoon Basketball Academy and GTA Prep as well for the nightcap.
Can't wait to see it. And for Elias Spate and for all the people here working hard on the production team, my name is Ryan Greco, but don't go anywhere. We've got our next channel coming up right after this. Stay tuned as we get started in just about 15 minutes. We've got Oakville Prep taking on LBA. We'll be right back.